So the evolution of my business has been from my garage in my house to a big storage unit to a parking spot to now a smaller storage unit. This is where I keep all of my fertilization and weed control supplies. So basically I run my mowing part of the business out of my enclosed trailer that I have parked around the corner over here. And then I have my fertilization weed control part of my business. It's basically all in storage now. This is a 10 by 10 unit. I just recently started renting this. So I mean, I do have some other miscellaneous stuff in here too. I mean, there's plenty of space for me to utilize, and just some miscellaneous, all my landscaping stuff basically, some hand tools, shovels, rakes, pitchfork, all that for mulch. And you know, sometimes if we're digging up bushes and plants or whatever and installing new ones in the early spring before mowing season starts. So that's, I just kind of keep that stuff here for now. But there's plenty of room, like I said.
So on my side of town, we don't have like shops, if you will. On the other side of town, where it's like 15-20 minutes out of my service area, I don't have any properties over there or anything. They've got a nice like industrial type area where it's storage, but it's more like a shop. Like it's big, like garage bays and some office space mixed in, depending on, you know, what building. And some people have converted their giant like garage storage unit into a shop and a garage, because it's so big that they like built up, like, you know, put walls up inside there and made like an office space and put a little heater in there. And then they can still put all their equipment all around it and on the other side and all that. And they got shelves on top. So I've seen some cool things, setups out there, and it would be nice because it's, you know, you can park your trailers and all that out there. And there's some big companies in my area that's where their locations are. And they, like I said, they have some of that office space where the employees can walk right in, have a break room, punch in and out, have a place to go if they need a break from whatever, or they just need to wait for a ride or something like that. Makes it seem a little more professional for those bigger companies. So that's definitely a good opportunity. But again, it's over on the other side of town, not where I ever go to mow lawns. On the side of town here where I am, that I have all of my service area and I live close to this area. My dealership is over here. The trailer dealer is right next to the equipment dealer. I mean, everything is all right here. Car wash, self-service car wash, which I have my own power washer now, so I just clean my stuff at home. But I mean, if I needed to in a pinch, I could just come to that. I used to use that all the time. So everything's just like right here. So there's convenience. So, you know, it's a storage unit. There's not a lot of spaces to park. There's a ton of storage units, but again, it's, you know, you make do with what you can, with what you have and what you can. And I think I've done pretty well with it. I started out with we lived in a townhouse in an HOA, a homeowner association, and there's rules where you can't park your trucks, trailers, things like that are like not your everyday residential stuff on the street or in your driveway. No boats, campers, or anything like that more than like a day. If you're like loading up for the day, going on a trip or something, or if you're moving, you can't just keep that stuff there, like a lawn care trailer, even if it's empty. So I just backed it right into our garage, which was convenient because it kept all of my equipment on there. I didn't have to worry about unloading the trailer every day and loading it back up. I just backed the trailer into the garage, unhooked my truck, closed the garage door. I was done in the morning, hook it up and pull it out and go. So that was very convenient. But at the same time, it was inconvenient for my family, for my life, right? You know, my wife couldn't ever park in the garage, and the kids couldn't really get around, play, or get their stuff out of the garage when my trailer was in there. So it was only a temporary solution. I knew that going into it. I was just trying to save as much money as possible when I first started. I knew we weren't going to live in this townhouse forever, so I would just, you know, come up with another plan later on down the road, which most likely was going to be storage, because I knew we were probably going to move into another HOA, if not the same HOA, in an actual house that we were going to buy. So when that time came, I had to find storage, and I found the storage place that I'm at now. Initially, I had a really large unit, like the biggest unit they had, so I could continue backing my trailer right into it. I started to acquire more equipment, so that equipment also fit in the storage with the trailer being backed right into it. So it was great, but it was very expensive. It was the biggest unit. So within the same season, I started thinking hard about getting an enclosed trailer, because before I went to storage, while we were in the transition of moving and everything, I thought about, should I just get an enclosed trailer and look for a place that I can park it, look for, storage place that you can park trailers, campers, boats, things like that. I don't have to worry about a storage unit. There's pros and cons to all that, right? There's bigger upfront expense for the enclosed trailer, but then you can keep more stuff on there. And when you're driving around, you kind of have like storage on a portable storage, right, that you're bringing with you, so you can do more things and not have to worry about going back to wherever you keep the rest of your stuff to swap it out as often. And then storage, you don't have to pay a big upfront cost. You don't have to pay any upfront costs. You're just paying monthly, but that adds up and accumulates. So it's just pros and cons. And ultimately, I wanted to have an enclosed trailer just because I want to have more stuff with me, so I can get more jobs done while I'm already out on properties, as well as being able to put my logo, and my contact info on the trailer so I could brand my business and continue to grow. So ultimately, within the same season that I went to storage, got an enclosed trailer, moved all my stuff out of the big unit, put what little bit of seasonal stuff that I wasn't going to keep in my trailer, that wouldn't even fit in my trailer anyway, back in my garage, like off to the side in the corner, so it wasn't taking up too much space. And then I had a parking space in the same storage facility for my enclosed trailer. And that's how I ran my business for the last couple of years. But again, with more growth and acquiring more seasonal equipment like aerators and spreaders and things and sprayers, I again ran out of space in my garage, and I didn't want to end up filling it up like the other house. I didn't want it to be all just like my equipment everywhere and not being functional for family. So I went ahead and got a 10 by 10 storage unit, which I now have, in addition to still my parking spot for my enclosed trailer. And between the two, the parking spot and the 10 by 10 unit, I'm still paying less for both than I was paying for that first initial large 10 by 30 unit that I was putting everything, including my open trailer, in that, which is what I started with, a 5 by 10 open trailer. But what I forgot to mention was the other reason why I wanted to get an enclosed trailer was because I knew I just needed a bigger trailer in general, because I was outgrowing the 5 by 10. I had to keep going back and forth and swapping out equipment because I could only fit so much at one time on there. I did like the open for debris and mulch and stuff like that, but I figured I would kind of cut back on that work, get a bigger trailer, and also get an enclosed trailer. So whether I got open or enclosed, it would have been a bigger trailer no matter what, like a 7 by 16. So I just ended up getting the 7 by 16 enclosed trailer for the reasons why I just mentioned. And I also made a video about that I'll put up at the end of this video that you can click on, explaining in a little more detail why I got an enclosed trailer and the pros and cons and things like that, in case that helps any of you guys. But that's the evolution of my business so far, running my business out of a storage unit like a lot of people in my area do, especially on this side of town, but also other people I've seen on social media and met with around the country, get to know the pro, things like that, other opportunities that I've seen, their setup and where they keep their stuff. There's not a whole lot of shops out there. You either have to have property, your own property that's not in a strict HOA where you can like build your own setup, like your own shed or a separate garage if it didn't already have that on the property, and that's where you keep all your equipment and keep your trailers parked on the property. Or like I said, on the other side of this town, where I live, there is like kind of shops over there that you can turn big garage storage units into a shop, and some have office space and so on. But those are limited, and it's not in my service area, so that wouldn't benefit me. Just the guys that are over on that side of town that I've met with, and they've showed me their awesome setups. And again, there's pros and cons to all these things, guys. I'm just sharing what I did and what I'm doing and what's worked for me so far. Things are always changing as I grow, and whatever else comes down the line in my life and business. So if something has to change, it's just going to change. That's just what has to happen. That's just part of business, part of life. Let me know what you guys do in the comments down below. Do you run your business out of a storage unit, out of a shop, or out of your house? Or both, a shop at your house. Again, thanks for watching. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I appreciate it. There's lots of other cool videos on my channel to go back and check out. I'll link a couple at the end here. Like I said, one enclosed trailer, and I'll surprise you on the other one. And as always, don't forget to keep trying new things and be a rookie for life. Peace.